Okay, looks like we are live. I'll just wait for a couple of minutes till I get Virali also to be seen online and she can join us. Okay, here we are. I can see people are joining in, so I'll wait. Hi, Lovely. How Saurabi? Hi, Hiral. Okay. Hi, Hitwi. Hi, Pushpalata. How are you doing? How is Isha doing? Hi, Ruchi. How are you doing? Hi, Saima. Hi, Virali. I have just sent you the request.
Hi,
Hi, how are
how are
you?
you? I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Hi, guys. Hi, how's everyone doing?
Yes, we will just wait for a couple of minutes till we can have, Instagram will notify everyone that we are
Exactly.
live here. So, yeah. So, good evening, guys. This is Dr. Harish Pedige, and I hope you all are doing safe and sound, waiting for this lockdown phase to end. And I welcome you to the live series which we have started to cope up with this lockdown. And today is our seventh talk of this live series. And the whole idea of this live series was because I belong to a field where I deal with a lot of children and adults with special needs. And in this lockdown phase, we did not want this gap where parents would not have contact programs, or they would definitely be defied of their therapy sessions. And we did not want children or adults who would face difficulties and they would regress, especially. So the whole idea was to get a lot of experts from different fields, and we can do these live sessions where we can address the problems and share our suggestions and advice, which would definitely help a lot of parents to cope up with this lockdown. So we had different speakers and we chose various topics ranging from diet, nutrition, immunity building, physical health, mental health, pediatric orthopedics. And when it came to mental health, honestly, I could not think any better person than Virali Modi.
Thank
So
you.
just a short intro of her. Uh, she's a role model and an inspiration to thousands and thousands across, including me. She's a motivational speaker and a writer. She's a model. She has appeared in various TEDx talks where she shares her life experience and motivates and inspires so many people around. She was the key influencer and initiator of change.org petition focusing on accessible railways or disabled friendly measures, which would, as a petition to make sure the government takes some concrete steps so that railways are accessible for disabled community. Other campaigns include hashtag ramp up my restaurant and hashtag my train too, focusing on accessibility. So Virali, I have been reading a lot about you and the list just doesn't end. So I had to restrict myself, whatever was mentioned in the Wikipedia. And so basically, thank you so much, I would say. And it's a proud feeling, it's a pleasure, and it's a privilege to have you. And so happy that you happen to accept my invitation.
No, no, of course, Dr. Harish. It's a pleasure, honestly. And like ever since I first met you, I've always had this positive vibe and this positive energy around you. And I just got that electricity from you. And I would have said yes. I would have said yes, even if you would have asked me like maybe 2 years later, I would still say yes to
Thank you so
doing this.
much. Thank you so much. That's
No
very
worries.
nice of you. So Virali, we all know mental health is of much need in today's day, and especially with this lockdown phase where there is so much of chaos, negativity, spreading a lot of rumors, which is causing a lot of panic among the population. So
Correct.
this is something which I really wanted to address. And so I thought, you would be the best person. So what I've done is I've been interacting with a lot of families and people. So I have made certain questions from my end, and we will wait if there are any online questions which pop up here from
Okay.
people, and we can address that.
Sure, of course.
I'll be
Lovely.
asking you some questions. Okay.
Sure.
So here we are. I've just taken down in my phone. Okay. So tell me something. What is mental health according to you?
Mental health, I think, according to me, is being at peace with oneself, kind of finding that baseline where you're neutral, where you're not extremely happy and you're not extremely hyper, where you're not extremely sad, but you're at a place where you're settled, where you're happy, where you're satisfied, where you're at peace. And I feel like mental health is such an important issue that we really don't focus much on. Like, I know, for example, when I was going through this whole disability thing, right? When I became disabled, I my friends totally did not support me. My friends left me. I had gone into depression, a lot of anxiety. Thankfully, my parents were there and they understood that my mental health was important. I got the help that I needed. But I've seen so many other people that their mental health is not acknowledged and they're suffocating within themselves because they can't accept it, they can't get over this issue. So for me, mental health is a lot about closure, a lot about acceptance, a lot about finding that baseline where you're just in your happy zone.
Right, right, right. But why do you think, Virali, that we are still not open to share? We are not open to share about things in terms of our problems.
I think, it's that ideology, like that Purani Zamane ki ideology, where men were always meant to be shown as the strong gender, and you were not allowed to feel feelings, right? That was really prevalent. So whenever a man would feel feelings or be depressed or be upset, they would suppress it, and that kind of just
Right,
became a norm. That became a norm now. And so a lot of men and women alike, right? Because
right,
feminism and everything, and we all want to be included, but a lot of women and a lot of men, they still suppress these feelings because either A, like supposedly, if you are failing at an exam, right? You are becoming depressed, but you can't tell your parents because they've spent so much money in your course, you allocated so much of time, so you just suppress those feelings and you just suffocate yourself from inside.
right,
So I think it's
right,
that stigma. It's that stigma that's still prevalent in our minds, and we're not abolishing it.
right, 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 right. Okay. So, Virali, what is being present in the moment?
I think being present at the moment is just living this second, living this
Okay.
second. Like right now, if I'm looking outside, I can see the trees, I can see the breeze, the leaves are moving, there's sunshine on the trees. It's me appreciating that moment. That moment
Right,
is going to pass. So, me
right,
not living in the past, not worrying about the future, me just being happy with myself right now in this second and not worrying. I feel that's what living in the moment is all about.
right. I think 80% of us, how we interact is through our subconscious brain. And we are so much into the phase where we continue to regret our past and
Yeah,
we continue to anticipate and assume, and become anxious about the future. And we forget that we have a present to live in. So,
correct.
I think it all takes a conscious effort slowly and steadily to reanalyze.
Honestly, I am victim to that. I am victim of overthinking. I
Yeah,
overthink a lot, and it really takes a lot for me to understand that no, Virali, this is the moment right now. Don't think about what ifs, don't think about situations that you can't control. There is no point in worrying about things that you can't control. So why
right,
stress about it? Just let it go, and everything will happen the way that it's meant to happen. There's no point
right,
in
right,
worrying.
right. So, okay, so we move to the third question, Virali. What, according to you, is the flip side of this lockdown? Most of us are stressed and anxious about this phase, which is so unreliable at the moment.
Correct. So when China was locked down and Italy became locked down and all of these countries, the virus started spreading, a lot of people were going into panic. On the flip side, I was like, you know what? Maybe this is something that the world actually needed. I mean, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean in a way of detaching from materialistic things, detaching from, oh, where am I going to eat tonight? Or just thinking about all of these things, detaching from that moment and actually understanding that, man, there is a bigger picture. There is a bigger picture, and I need to appreciate life the way that it is. I need to stop taking things for granted. And I feel that this period is kind of like a rebirth, and it's going to be a rebirth for everyone. We're going to
Right,
stop
right,
taking things for granted. We're going to start appreciating things. And I think this is the perfect moment for us to reach out and fix estranged relationships, talk to people that we've had misunderstandings with, clear the air, because this is like a rebirth. And I feel like this is,
right,
the silver lining of this whole situation. And I feel that if we looked at this with a more positive outlook, the depression and the anxiety that we're feeling at home, I think that would totally go away. We would actually view this in a way where, hey, I wanted to always learn how to play guitar, for example. Now I have
right.
the time in the world to do what I'm passionate about or what I love to do. So if we take it
Correct.
in a positive way, we can actually manipulate the situation and make it more productive and more positive for us. And that impacts us in a great way.
Right, right, right. Virali, already there are some questions I can see. Would you like to take up some?
Yes, of course, please. I Should
So,
I just scroll or do you want to just ask me?
yeah, yeah. No, no, you can scroll. There is one question by Pushpi, one to Pushpalata. If you
Sure.
can.
Okay, Hiral Savla. Overthinking is the major issue
There are
faced.
few more questions up,
Are
Virali.
there? Okay, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah.
All
Should
the
I
way
read
up.
it for you?
Yeah, yeah, please read it because
Yeah.
I'll ask
Okay.
you.
So Pushpalata says, still we feel if we share our problems, anxiety, then people will feel we are weak personality. Maybe one of the reasons that we don't share our problems if we are facing.
Actually, that is subconsciously in our mind. I feel that we worry too much about people. We worry about what are people going to say, what are people going to think. But then I really think it's important that you need to focus on you. You need to worry about you because you are your priority. No one else is going to, like, okay, for example, if you're having a very bad panic attack, you're having a very bad anxiety attack, your neighbor is not going to know and your neighbor is not going to come over and help you, especially if you're living alone. That's not going to happen. So why would you even want to care about what they think, especially if you're going to a counselor, if you're going to a therapist and you're getting the help that you need? Why would you even want to think about what other people लोग क्या कहेंगे? Why would you want to think about what other people have to say? You
Right,
need to take care of yourself, and that's really important. So this stigma
right,
or this mentality that we will be portrayed as weak, that is false. Let other people think what they want to think. You are just being true to you, and you need to take care of yourself. That's really important.
very true, very true. The change should begin from us within
From
us
it
first, I think.
within. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So the next question is by Hiral. So she asks, can you suggest us strategies to cope up with mental stress for special needs children?
I honestly I'm not qualified to answer that, Dr. Harish. I think you would be more.
Okay, so we will skip that right
Yeah.
now. Okay. Okay. Overthinking is the major issue faced in mental health. How can we stop that apart from relaxation techniques?
Conscious thinking, consciously stopping yourself from overthinking. It's a really tough practice, believe me. But when you start realizing those thoughts in your head and you start acknowledging them, and you're like, no, I need to stop this pattern. I honestly believe in the law of attraction and the way that manifestation works, because
Right, right.
I feel that whatever you think, that is what happens. Those are the kind
Exactly.
of vibrations that you're putting out into the universe. So if you're thinking, like, for example, if you're in a relationship and you're having these thoughts like, oh my god, what if my boyfriend is cheating on me, or what if my girlfriend is cheating on me, indirectly you're putting that energy out into the universe. And the
Right,
only thing that the universe does is acknowledge that energy and make that wish come true. So you need to
right,
consciously stop yourself. Like, no, this is wrong. Like, delete it from my mind. This is not going to happen. I have a loving and a faithful partner, and I know that partner is going to be faithful and loyal to me. That active stopping of like those negative thoughts, that active boost of energy and that active boost of positivity can really help. Honestly, you need to actively
True.
stop yourself from thinking negatively and overthinking. Besides
Right.
meditation, this really has helped me.
Right. 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 Okay. So many experts also say the best is to just live in phase of unpredictability. Let nature take its own call. You don't have to anticipate and assume things and make it more complicated. Just
Correct.
go with the flow and speak positivity.
But you
Okay, so
know
the
what?
next question.
Sorry,
Yeah, yeah, sorry.
it's easy. It's easier said than done. Honestly, it's easier
Yeah,
said
true,
than done.
true, true, true. So the next question is, okay, so still we want to share about our special need children with our family members and friends, but feel like neglected and don't get support. So please suggest how can we open up with outside world?
I think the best way and the best principle is actually introducing your child. Actually, like
Correct,
making a conscious effort, bringing your child out, introducing him or her to different environments, different people, and letting people have the opportunity to ask questions, to
exactly.
have an open conversation about whatever special needs the child may have, or how it occurred, or just statistical questions, even just scientifically based questions, but just talk about it, because that is the way that you'll actually abolish that stigma, and people will be open enough to have a conversation, open enough to approach children with special needs and to interact with them. And I think that
Right,
visibility is really important.
right, right. I think the acceptance starts within us first. I have seen many families still not in that phase of acceptance, and
Correct.
and then there is a blame game happening.
Correct.
Okay. Mm, okay. Okay. So I'll move to the next question.
Sure.
Okay. So now let's consider a situation, Virali. So a couple who have been having ups and downs in their interaction and life and do not gel with each other. Now in this phase of lockdown, where things have gone even worsen with the level of stress going high, what would you advise to such couples?
I would say that when you know your anger levels are getting high, I would say be silent. Just take space. Collect your thoughts, process them properly, and have a normal conversation at a normal decibel. Speak elaborately, enunciate, and speak what you feel from your heart. Just speak about it, talk about your issues. I think that's really important right now with this lockdown. What's happening is a lot of misunderstandings are being developed, and because we're not open to 24 hours 7 days a week being with one another, it just becomes so taxing on your
Correct,
mind. It's like, what
correct,
do you talk about, how do you communicate? But you need to make a conscious effort in communicating. I think that's the biggest thing. Actually talk about the things that are bothering you, but try to find the root of the problem. The root of the
correct,
problem. There's
correct,
always a root. So once you hit that, once you find the needle in the hay, touch down on that and try talking about that issue and finding ways to work around it. But be calm and don't blame each other. I think that's
right.
really important. Don't
Yeah,
play the
yeah,
blame game.
correct, correct. So there is a next question here. So the question is, did your parents ever demotivate you or they always motivated you?
My parents, thankfully, have always been very motivating, except my father, I think. And I don't think this was demotivating. I think this was kind of like reverse psychology. So what had happened is I did not study further from high school graduation, because I was in the US and I came here, and the whole
Yes,
degree phenomenon, whatever. So my dad was like, why don't you do a course? Why don't you study something? What will you do without schooling, without a proper education? You
right,
won't excel in life and everything. And that was very demotivating for me at that particular second. But then I thought about it. I'm like, no, I'm gonna prove him wrong. I'm gonna prove him wrong, because I always had that rebellious attitude in me. It's like, no, I'm gonna prove him wrong. How dare he say that I will not be able to do it? No, I
right,
will be able to do it. I had that determination. And so after like becoming a motivational speaker and finding my own niche, I turned to him and I said, "What did you tell me? You told me that I couldn't do it, no? Look what I did. I
Right.
found my niche. I made my career. I'm doing this." So thankfully, my parents have always been motivating. My dad has been like reverse psychology. So trying to like
Right.
get into my head because he knows I'm rebellious.
Right. So just to take it on further, Virali, this is again a very general question. So what do you think when it comes to parenting, especially? Do you think parents should, leave their children free enough to take the decisions, or because still we can see many parents are very protective and they want things to be done exactly how they wish it, even if it is against the wish of their children, which can
No.
actually demotivate them.
Correct, correct. I feel that it should be a conscious decision between both parties, as in the
Right.
mother and father and the child. Correct? I
Correct.
think
Correct.
what should be done is having a logical, practical conversation about the pros and cons of a situation. What are the
Right.
pros and cons of a situation? Sit down,
Right.
have an open, practical conversation. Listen to your child, listen to what he or she has to say because their
Right.
opinion also matters. At the end of the
Right.
day, they're also going to be young adults. They need to be capable enough of taking a decision and facing those consequences. So let them also be responsible for their decisions. That is how I was raised from a very young age. I was conscious of my decisions and I had to face the consequences. And that's
Right,
how I
right,
would learn. That's how I learned.
right,
So I think that's really important.
right, right. So the next question is old age affecting their mental health. So how to manage it? As in activity of daily living, and they always have a fear of their children leaving them and all.
I honestly do not know how to answer this question.
Okay, that's fine. We can
Yeah,
skip
I
that.
don't know.
Okay. Usually in a joint family, there are much difference of opinion. So how do we manage to teach our child?
I think by coming to a diplomatic decision, making a diplomatic decision, whether it's between the family, like the in laws, and the couple itself, I think coming to a diplomatic decision is really important. Coming to a medium, like a center point, where you
Right,
both can agree on something. And I think
right,
for that, it requires a lot of good communication where you are open with each other. So you need to kind of develop that relationship where you're not tormenting each other, where you are respecting each other and you're talking at that level with respect and value, but you're still trying to come to a decision, a medium
correct,
ground. I think
correct,
that's very
correct,
important.
correct, correct. Respecting each other's views is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next question, Virali, is okay. This was sent by someone. So I feel extremely low and depressed. Sometimes I feel things are not in my control and I feel like giving up. Many people have seen these lines which I hear day to day basis. What do you want to tell them?
You know what? Bitter truth, nothing is in your control. Nothing is in your control. So that's why you need to let it go. Because I've
Right,
always said one thing is if there is a situation, if there is a problem and there is a solution, then why stress about it? If there is a
right,
problem and you don't have a solution, why stress about it?
right,
Like you just need to kind of let it go. I understand that we do get those moments where we are low, where we have anxiety, where we feel depressed, but it's really important to understand that this may just be a phase. This may just be those feelings of like maybe I'm not good enough, maybe like what if, and that is just your subconscious mind playing games and tricks on you, and you need to
right,
consciously stop that. Like, no, I am good enough. No,
right,
I have done this, I can do this, I just need to put my mind to it. So to
right,
understand that it's a phase and to kind of try to move on from that, try to do that. And if that's not helping, then it's really important that you seek out professional help, that you go
right,
to a
right,
mental health professional.
right. So the next question is, what about OCD? Like due to Corona, everything we are washing and washing. It's just like we have touched that we need to wash every day is difficult and lot of work to clean and clean and clean.
Look, all I will say is you should do what makes you feel better. You should do what makes you feel safe. You should do what gives you peace and satisfaction. I know that there is a lot of OCD tendencies, there is a lot of paranoia regarding this, but I really feel if you are feeling safe, washing your hands 30 times a day, and that is making you feel secure, I would say
Right,
do that if that's giving you mental peace. That is what I would say.
right. Okay. So this is a question by one of mine. So she has asked, do you think teenage is a bad phase of life?
Teenage.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a wonderful phase of life. I loved being a teenager. I honestly think teenage is that is that point of life where you can experiment with so many different things. You can experiment with so many different things. You can learn so many different things. You learn a great deal about yourself also. You don't figure out who you are, but through experiences, you learn who you are. I think it's a
Right.
beautiful time of life.
Right. So the next question is, does reading Bhagavad Gita help to overcome anxiety and depression?
I have never read the Bhagavad Gita, so I could not comment on that. I'm
Right.
not a very religious person, I'm sorry.
Okay. So my child who is 15 has blocked his mind. If I just go to the door, I'll get infected. So I think it's the
He has
fear
what?
probably. So the child is
He,
15 years of age and he has this mind block that if he goes to the door, he'll get infected. I think this is the corona fear probably.
yeah, it's that paranoia. It's that
Right,
paranoia,
right.
honestly. So there are a lot of, right now online, a lot of mental health organizations, doctors are giving out free consultations, just talking to people regarding the whole corona thing. Dr. Harish, I'm pretty sure you must be having some
Absolutely.
contacts
Definitely,
where they're
definitely.
giving like counseling, where they're doing
Yes,
counseling
yes,
for free.
100%.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I think that maybe you
I
should
will connect
have
with
your
the
son
parents.
speak to a counselor.
Yes,
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 please.
definitely, definitely. Okay, so the next question is, uh, okay, I don't feel motivated to try new things. I don't feel motivated to work with any goals. I feel I have tried enough and things are not just working for me. Maybe that's my destiny and just the way it is. So how do we cope up that?
You know what? I think I really do believe in fate. I really do believe in destiny, but up until some point. I also believe that we have the power to make our destiny and to make our fate. So the conscious decisions that you're taking now with these thoughts where you feel that you are not good enough, you've tried too much and you failed and everything, I think it's really, really important that you delete those negative thoughts from your mind and you try focusing on the new, because your negative thoughts are being created into your future and you don't want that. You
Right,
want to actively think positive things. And
right,
I honestly feel that, you know, watching motivational speeches, reading motivational books, it's not going to help unless you are actually actively listening and actively
right.
hearing it and actively taking it in and you're willing to listen to it. So I think that's really important. You need to be willing to open up and listen and try to get out of this negative mindset.
Correct, correct, correct. So what is falling in love with your own self means according to you?
Think, okay, for me, after my friends left my side, my mother told me one thing. She said that you cannot expect other people to love you until you love yourself. And I always had that question, like, what does that even mean? So she said that the day that you can go to a coffee shop alone, sit there without a book or without your phone, without any kind of distraction, and just have coffee alone by yourself, enjoying that moment, that is when you know that you are in love with just being with you in your company. And
Right,
when I experienced that for the first time, I was like, yeah, my mom was right. I can sit here, just people watching, just enjoying myself, enjoying my company, enjoying the cappuccino in my hand, just enjoying that moment and not worrying about whether my friends are here or not, whether I have anyone to accompany me or not. I'm just happy.
Right.
I'm just happy. And I think
Right.
that is what self love is. Self love is also about respecting yourself, putting yourself above other people when you know that you are
Correct.
right. You know, when you know that you need to value yourself when other people are not. So I
Right.
think that is also self love.
Right. Yeah, true. I think we also do, I won't say mistake, but, we get carried away by emotions, and we, in that emotional drive, we happen to give our key of happiness into hands of others, and a lot of expectations comes into play. And when those are not matched, and again, we just go off track.
Correct,
So,
correct. Very true.
okay, so the next question, Virali, is doing something new or out of your comfort zone can help your mental health? That's the question. As in, if
Yes.
I haven't participated in any sports and I slowly start with sports to just come out of our comfort zone.
Okay, so let me tell you guys a little quick story. I live alone in Mumbai. Okay, I live alone. I am disabled. I'm on a wheelchair. I cannot walk. I cannot stand. Nothing. And ever since the lockdown, my maid has stopped coming. So do you know what
Right,
I've been doing? I came out of my comfort zone. I have been doing the jharu, the sweeping, the dusting, the bartan, folding up the clothes, washing up the clothes. I totally came out of my comfort zone and started doing this. And more than that, I started learning how to edit videos, which I started my own YouTube channel also, which Dr.
right.
Harish knows about.
Yes, yes.
I totally came out of my comfort zone. I sat down one day and I was like, I'm going to spend however long it takes for me to edit a video. It took me 6 hours to edit a 10-minute video, but I accomplished it and I did it. And that really helped me with my mental health because I was in a
Right,
rush. I was having a little bit of anxiety. And I was like, if I don't do this, I need to get my adrenaline up. I need to get those endorphins and that serotonin back in my body. And I need to just do something and get productive and just make myself more lively. So I did the jharu, I did the bartan, and I was like, abhi time hai, aur kya kar sakte hain? It's like, let's do video
right,
editing. And I
right,
did video
right.
editing and I fell asleep at a decent time that night instead of like 4 in the morning.
Right, right. And just to share, those videos are available on Virali's profile, just to see, what she shared about this. So the next, so we are left with last two questions, Virali, and we'll wait if anything pops up here.
Sure.
Okay, so I feel I'm not respected for the work I do. I feel my family doesn't appreciate what I do. Okay, and my partner doesn't appreciate to what I do. So I love my work. I love to help people, but somewhere I feel I don't get the appreciation back to which I expect.
I think, first of all, expectation. Expectation. Don't expect anything. I think that is the biggest thing. Don't expect. You love your work. Just continue doing what you love and don't worry about what others have to say. But just like you said, it is your family, it is your partner, and it is bothering you so much. I think maybe you really need to have a conversation with them. You really need to talk to them. And you really need
Right,
to be open about your feelings and tell them how you feel. Tell them that them talking in a certain way about your work makes you feel undervalued and you don't feel happy with that. Be open, communicate. I think that is the biggest thing. We need to learn how to communicate with people. So please
right, right.
communicate.
Right. Now the next question is off track to this topic, so it's your choice to take or no. The question is, what exactly is a disability advocate and how does a person become one?
A disability advocate is a lawyer, essentially. It's a lawyer who specializes in disability law. So you would have to go to law school for that. But if you're talking about a disability rights activist, which is, I'm a disability rights activist, anyone can be a disability rights activist. All you need to do is raise your voice about a certain issue, talk about it within your community, talk about it on social media, lead campaigns towards it, just raise your voice. And that doesn't pertain to only disability. It can be the environment, climate change, women's rights,
Right.
human rights, civil rights, whatever cause you are passionate about, raise your voice because change comes from within. So you need to start and you need to open up and you need to talk about it.
Right.
That's how you become a disability
Right.
rights activist.
Right. Now, this is a question again by one of the teenager who happened to ask about whether the teenage phase is good or bad. So she has a question. What do you do to keep yourself busy?
What do I do to keep myself busy?
Yeah.
For me personally, I go to the gym. I'm currently writing my own book, so I'm in the middle of that. I am again learning video editing. I'm trying to produce more content. I'm hanging out with my friends. But I'm trying to focus on little bits and pieces all over, and I'm trying to make something whole of it. Currently working on my own website as well. So
Right.
a lot of things are happening, and a lot of things are keeping me busy. So this is
Right.
what I do practically in a day.
Right. Right. So the next question is, how do I remove stage fear?
Stage fear. This is a good question. You know how I did it? I got on stage. That's how I removed my stage fear. I got on stage, I made an absolute fool of myself in front of 50 people. I made an absolute fool of myself. And then I watched my video. I had someone recorded. I watched it again and I cringed so badly. And I was like, okay, this is where I was wrong. This is what I need to do. And I started practicing in front of a mirror.
Right.
Practicing in front of a mirror, enunciating, elaborating, and then started practicing in front of friends and family. And then gradually moving on to neighbors and more crowd, and then just talking to other people. So that is how I eliminated my stage fear. It's constant practice.
Yeah, it's
Is
an
how you
on
eliminate it.
process. Right. Right. Very true. So Virali, I don't see any questions popping up now. So I'll put
Sure.
across my last question. So it's a very general question. Any giveaway message from your end to everyone?
My only giveaway message, I think, would be live, laugh, and love, because life is what you make it, right? Life is what you make it. And we want to live, we want to laugh, we want to love. Those are the three beautiful things about life. So please focus on those, remove the negativity, just focus on the positive, take it all in, because again, whatever energy you put out into the universe gives the same back to you twice fold. So be sure to put out positive vibes and positive energy. And just remember, keep smiling. And guys, during this period, please just check up on your friends and your family who are especially
Right.
living alone. Just check up on them, give them a video call, say hi, play Ludo with them. Just interact with them. Make sure that they're okay, because those are the people that are really in
Absolutely.
need right now. People who are
Right.
living alone.
Right. Right. Perfect. I'll just scroll through again just to see if we haven't missed out anything. Okay. I think we have addressed almost all of them.
Perfect.
Okay. So guys, thank you so much. Okay. So thank you, Virali, for having this, time and your experience to be shared. And I'm sure many people will get in touch with you. And Virali is a very approachable person and they can just DM her. She
Yes,
will be more than happy to reach out and,
I will.
advise in whatever problems you are coping up in your mental health. So
Correct.
thank you so much again. Stay safe, stay good, Virali.
Thank
And
you.
thank you to all the audience who were here. Thank you for the questions. And I hope it helps you and be positive. That's it's
Yes.
what all matters right now.
Yes.
Till we
Yes.
meet again. Thank you, Virali.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Bye.